Hi, I'm Mark Puglisi, and I'm here for Popper Productions, and we've got a great show for you. We are going to be interviewing Shrek and Fiona and their friend Donkey. You probably know them from the movies, and you thought it was a fiction, but you were wrong. It's actually, this was all a true story, and we're going to get their take on how that story came first to film and then to the stage. So, welcome. Thank you, Shrek.
Thank you for having us. It's fantastic. We don't get out of the swamp much these days, you understand.
I guess you don't. And by the way, did you ever build that wall?
We decided against it. You know, we get a lot more company than I was originally expecting.
Right.
So.
Donkey, it's good to see you again.
You too, man. How's it going?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Sometimes we ski together.
Oh, that's fantastic.
A little tougher to hold the place.
It's 4 skis, but it's tricky.
Anything that gets him away from the swamp for a little bit, you understand?
Oh, you love me.
Of course, you both know the only other thing that he does is the donkey basketball thing.
Oh, really?
That's the only other thing he does.
It's true.
So, at any rate, let's talk about you guys, shall we? Rags to riches story, come out of nowhere, feature film, Broadway show, shows happening around the world. It must be, well, like a fairy tale for you. Shrek, I mean, tell us about your background, your childhood. I mean,
well, you know, it was a bit of a tough upbringing. My parents were very traditional, you understand, and there's
traditional ogres.
There's sort of a way you go about raising a child in ogredom. 7 years old, you pretty much just get sent away on your own, and then the neighbors were a bit unaccommodating. In the first place I settled down, so I found a place a little bit quieter, and that's where I've been since then.
You're being very kind. How would you describe unaccommodating? I mean, what were the neighbors like?
Something along the lines of an angry mob, but you know, I'm settled down. I try not to...
You've moved on from that. And Fiona, I guess you had sort of a similar story, childhood, upbringing. What was it like?
I mean, 30 years in a tower all by yourself is a little interesting.
Lonely?
A little lonely. I mean, there's a dragon outside, and I could talk to her sometimes, but, you know, most of the time it was just me and my storybooks.
How did you keep your spirit up?
Oh, I would sing. All the time. I would sing, and I would read, and I would kind of dance around a little bit.
Still does?
A little embarrassing.
Aye.
But...
so, let's get right to it. Let's find out about the story. First of all, how you met. Donkey, might as well get you in on this. You met Shrek first, and it is just Shrek. It's not Mr. Shrek.
Yeah, it's a lot like Madonna, you understand?
I see.
It's a lot like Seal.
Right.
Exactly.
One thing, okay.
Chair.
And you're Donkey.
That's
all
right.
And are you Fiona Shrek, or are you just Fiona?
Just Fiona.
That's really cool. You go, girl. Yeah. Okay, so how did you meet this guy? You dropped in on him, I guess.
One could say that. I was being arrested by this of Lord Farquaad.
Yeah.
He was banning all the weirdos from his town.
Yep.
So I ran away, and I was being chased by some knights, and I climbed up a tree. It was mighty difficult, as you can imagine. Mm-hmm. And after I had escaped them, I fell out of the tree. And
why don't you tell us a story about how you fell out of that tree? It's a pretty funny story.
Well, I was hiding up there, and Mary Poppins comes flying through with her umbrella, running away like everybody else, and knocks me right out of the tree.
You know, I've heard that about her.
Wildly irresponsible for
Very
her.
irresponsible.
Yes.
I heard she can
the
sometimes...
British, man.
Yes.
Great with kids, though.
Great with kids, but tough with the umbrella.
And that's like, that umbrella is sharp. They don't show you that in the movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It hurt.
It hurt.
And then, so you met and you hit it off right away?
I did, yeah, well, I did.
Not exactly.
He was a bit of a grump.
Really?
You know, you spend however many years of your life alone, being quiet and relaxed, and Donkey's a bit of an excitable fella.
Excitable?
Aye.
Excitable?
Am I excitable? Do I seem excitable?
A little bit, yeah. I'd say you're easy to get going.
Oh.
You have a certain nobility about you, I would say.
One could say that. Fiona once called me a noble steed.
Oh, Fiona, noble steed. That's really, is he a noble steed?
He is a noble steed.
So you set off, and you had to go to Duloc. I've never been to Duloc.
It's all right.
Is it nice? Nice.
It's very sterile.
The castle is quite large.
Large and sterile.
Yeah.
Not much.
Everything's kind of the same. Yeah, the Farquad guy, he had a way about him, the way he wanted things.
Of course, the way he wanted things, perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have find a bride, just the way I understand, and you set off to find his bride in order to get your swamp back. Well,
yes.
What's the deal with the swamp?
I'm just tied to it, you understand? You spend so much time in a place, you get comfortable, and then Farquad comes along and sends his fairy tale creatures away, and they end up on my land. And it was just...
You didn't want them there?
I wasn't big on guests.
This is a situation that people are running away. You could be accommodated.
It was, there's just not a lot of room. I've got only one seat at the table. I wasn't really used to entertaining.
Right. And away you go to rescue you. That must have been quite the day for you, Fiona. The day that what did he say? What was the first thing you heard of him?
When he first came up, I couldn't believe it. All I heard was hello, and I've never really talked to anybody in a long time, so it was really nice to hear someone else's voice. And it was really interesting, and I mean, it was kind of something out of a fairy tale. He didn't really want to listen to what I had to say the whole time.
Was it love at first sight?
I mean, he had a helmet on.
Ah!
So...
You couldn't quite tell what he looked like.
Couldn't quite really tell what he looked like.
Not
I
exactly
thought he was,
what you expected.
No. I thought he was Prince
He's
Charming.
a bit green.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
You are. You got a bit of a noter about you, but it blends into the swamp nicely.
And so you fought this dragon, but let's face it, this wasn't just any old dragon, was it, Donkey?
I was not.
Go ahead and tell us what happened.
Well, I thought my life was over. I was surrounded, and I had this big old dragon thought was about to eat me, and I noticed her beautiful white teeth as she was putting me into her mouth, and I sang her a nice song, and she fell in love with me, and it's been love ever since.
That's right. You are still with her, I understand?
Yes.
Unlike a lot of these kind of stories.
She couldn't be here tonight, of course, but...
Okay. Right. It would be tough to fit her in here.
It also true.
Right. So
she was my ride, though.
So in the end, you were rescued. You got married. It's been a fun story. My question is, what happened to get this thing into the movies? I mean, somebody must have found out about your story. Did they give you a call? Did they swing by the swamp?
Well, it's just one of those things where you get these fellas who, I understand, they're sitting around trying to brainstorm ideas, and one of them raises their hand and says, I read this book, and then, of course, then the phone calls started, and then the fella showed up at the door with all the contracts, and
we know how he likes guests.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
They were well received.
We should talk about the wall later.
Yeah. Did you guys? Did you have any input about who would play you in the movies? Daniel Craig.
I thought after James Bond, he just might not have anything else to do. And with Sean Connery, they've got the history, a good Scottish accent, so I wanted to make sure it was well taken care of. Right. You understand?
And Fiona, there were several people that popped up that might do it. Susan Sarandon, a little bit on the older side for you. You have anybody in mind that, I don't want to embarrass you by saying who you would like to have played you. But you had some input. How about you, Donkey? Any input on who would play you?
Honestly, I think with my personality, it's hard to say. I'm a very unique individual. I think somebody who captures my my ego well in terms of energy is like an Aziz Ansari. He's very energetic.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a big fan of the Key and Peele.
He's big now too.
Yeah, he would.
Well, not big.
He's a little, but I'm not very big either.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. Now, I want to tell you guys something that I know. I know that you thought. That Farquad, the King Farquad was gone.
Yeah.
On the stage, in the movie, the dragon comes in, burns up Farquad.
So you thought.
I'm sorry to be a downer, but that's Hollywood. That's what they put it in. It's not what really happened. Farquad, you took him to court, long proceeding, went straight through the court system. You probably read it in the tabloids. And you ended up getting part of that swamp, the suit one. And just to mix it up a little, I thought I'd do a surprise because I invited somebody here today to tell their side of the story. And his name is King Farquaad.
Oh my God.
Are you serious?
Do you need a hand?
Good God. It's a long ways up from down there.
That's just, no, that's great, that's fine. Just sitting there. Okay, good. No. So wonderful.
So,
How are you?
I'm good. Mark, I do appreciate you inviting me here today. It's been a sad story of events between the films. I don't think we've seen each other for quite some time, and
I don't think you've seen each other since that final day in court.
and
It is true that you were almost married to this lady.
no, I was married to her. I must be very clear about that. I was married to her. I would have been king. I don't know. They just.
Yeah.
It's a technicality. I'm not very happy about that.
Yeah, you showed up at that is true, that's not Hollywood. You did show up at the last moment.
True.
You did woo her away.
I made my best attempt. They dress it up in the movie. I'll tell you a secret. I'm not actually the greatest singer.
Ah, I see.
But I love it in the movie when the show where he does that little song to you. Oh, it's fantastic. If I could have done that,
Makes me a little...
we would have been set from the start.
Yeah, but if you would have done that, it wouldn't have worked at all.
No, it wouldn't have. So, Farquad, I want to know what you felt when she ran away with, I won't say another man, another creature,
Thank you.
an ogre. That must have stung.
Well, it wasn't really that big a deal. I mean, you saw what happened. She turned into an ogre, and which, let's be honest, is just not my type. So I was perfectly content to say, you've been in that tower most of your life. It's a place you're most comfortable there. I was very generously going to offer to let her return. I would be king. I got what I want. We could even get divorced. That would be completely fine. But no, they had to do the dragon bit and then drag me into court. And this young man here who claims his swamp, this young, whatever you are, I don't know, his swamp, he seems to think that just because he moved there, it was his swamp.
Yeah,
and we really had an issue. That was part of the court case that they didn't talk about very much. He
all played out
sort of felt that squatter's right. He could just go somewhere and it was his.
Yeah, it was all played out in the courts. So in the final analysis, though, you ended up happy. Farquad, are you back? You back in Duloc? What's happened to you since that?
Yes, we've returned to Duloc. Duloc is almost perfect again.
You haven't had your minds open to fairy tale creatures?
Well, they're more than welcome there, but we do have standards of what it is to be a Dulacian. You just can't have anybody do anything there.
I see.
So we're very welcome, very willing, but meet us my way and we're good.
Sounds rather intolerant.
Did I mention he was particular? Didn't I tell you?
Not very good with diversity, are we, King Farquad?
No. We have people from all over. They come and we have an attire. We have standards. It's really perfection, and they're fine. Really, it's really fine. It's the people that want to do their own, that want to just take things that aren't theirs, that we really have problems. We have laws for this sort of thing.
So, King Farquad, on another note, have you gotten any residuals from any of the films, anything like that? Do you have any input who played you, or the script? What do you think about the movie and the play?
Well, technically I am a king. I have a kingdom, I have a castle, so it wasn't ever really about the money, but it was, they did give me some compensation for the show. I really was the perfect person to play me. I don't really think they could have found anyone else. As you know, that's how it worked. I almost got an Emmy for it, you know. Or Tony, I should say.
Right.
Emmy maybe later.
Well, you should know that since that time of the film and the Broadway play, it has gone out to the world to be seen. And as a matter of fact, it is available in Maine. And as a matter of fact, if you'd like to see a production of Shrek and see their story, I understand that they may actually be there in person.
We'd like to come.
It has been discussed.
Yeah, this is a particularly fine production. I think you'd like it. It's being produced by Acadia Community Theater, and you can see it at the Mount Desert Island High School. And you can see that on April the 7th, and April the 8th, and April the 9th. And on the 7th and 8th, it's at 7 o'clock, and on the 9th, it's at 2 o'clock.
Help me remember this, would you?
Yeah. And then the following weekend at the beautiful Criterion Theater, a very old theater.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, very old, built 1932. Lovely theater, and it will be the following weekend, Friday the 14th and Saturday the 15th. And Saturday we'll have 2 shows, a matinee and an evening show on Friday night at 7 also. So Acadia Community Theater is going to do your story. Make sure you look for that residual check.
Don't worry, we will.
I'm sure that you will. I'd like to thank you all for coming and talking to us this afternoon. Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, and of course, Lord Farquaad.
Right on, man. Pound it.
Thank you very much, and back to you, Chris.